Hey, Justin here for Mystery Tackle Box. I want to show you the Bomber Long A. The Long A is a bait that most anglers have in their tackle box. It's a little old school, but it still catches fish. It's not a suspending jerkbait, it's a floating jerkbait. It's meant to be worked fairly fast, but you want to work it in that top part of the water column, and it's meant to look like those shad that are up there flickering around. A lot of times this time of year you'll see the shad feeding at the surface, or they'll be spawning. And one of my favorite places to fish it is around shaded areas like marina docks, overhanging trees, you know, just regular docks, things like that. Anywhere that the shad are going to be spawning around. And I like to work it around tires, just anything that is kind of floating, suspending, hanging there where the shad can go over. They can eat some of the algae off of that, they can spawn on it, and this acts like one of those wounded bait fish. So the way you want to work this jerkbait is with the rod tip down, and you want to just work the bait with the rod and not the reel. So it's 1, 2, 3 pause, 1, 2 pause. You can work on the cadence. You never want to let it pause for a really long time, just because it's not a suspending jerkbait. It'll float all the way up to the top. So it's a jerkbait that's meant to be worked fairly quick. But I like to just cast it in those little shade areas, try to parallel the edges of docks, marinas, anything, grass lines, anything that's got cover on it, and especially shade where those shad like to be. I really like to use 10 to 12 pound fluorocarbon when I'm using the Long A. It's just a really light, good setup. It's low stretch and casts pretty well. And the other reason is it gives the bait pretty good action. You go down in that lower diameter, especially around that 10-pound test mark, you get pretty good action than using like a 15-pound test fluorocarbon. And I like to use a light rod, something that I can cast out there. This is actually a medium power, and it's a moderate fast action. So I can really cast this bait out effectively. It's just under 7 foot, so I cast it out and I can point my rod tip at the bottom, at the water, and I can work it effectively without my rod tip hitting the water. And that's where you want to keep your rod tip when you're working this bait. Do you like mysteries? Do you like boxes? Do you like tackle up in those boxes? Well, you've come to the right place. Hey, if you like what's going on here, go ahead and hit the like button down there. And also, if you want to subscribe to this channel to get more tips and tricks that'll help you be a better angler so that you can take pictures of your fish and post them and be cool, subscribe. Button's right there.